Hello everyone, I hope you all had a great week. So I am almost over the flu. I've had it for like 2 weeks now and I'm just left with the most annoying cough in the world, but I can deal with that. So I think it was last week sometime I saw a post on Twitter asking for builders to build more bars and lounges in The Sims. It wasn't directed at me, it was just a general, you know, when you're building, please can you do some more of these types of buildings, which I have to agree there aren't that many of them that I've seen lately. And the last time I think I did a community lot was a really long time ago, a couple of months ago. It might even have been like Christmas time, which is honestly embarrassing. Like I need to do more. So I thought that it would be fun to do something a little bit different and kind of novelty in a way. I saw a picture on Pinterest a while ago now. I think I saved it like a couple of months ago with the intention of building something like it and just never got around to it. And this is what it kind of looks like, I guess. It's a like pirate themed bar, or as pirate themed as I can possibly get it with the things that we have in The Sims. And I've used quite a lot of things from Iron Living and from the celebrity pack, what's that one called, Get Famous, like this boat that I've used here. And I'm really pleased with how it turned out. I kind of didn't really have a ship shape in mind when I was building it, but it wasn't until I was finished that I realized that it does actually look like a boat, which is really fun. It definitely goes with the novelty idea that I wanted, so I'm really pleased. It is quite small. It's pretty tiny inside. Obviously there isn't really much that you can actually put in a bar. I've put quite a lot of like skill building activities and fun things to do for your Sims in there, but you know, in terms of the actual space it is quite small. But you know, I was thinking when I actually take my Sims to a bar or to, you know, somewhere for them to meet other people, not very many Sims actually turn up. So I thought a smaller space probably isn't a bad thing, because you know, it kind of makes it look like there are more Sims there than there actually are. Well, that was my idea anyway. So with the ship part that I've used from Get Famous, there isn't like a curved bit underneath, so I had to try and make that myself. So I've used some base game awnings. They kind of look a little bit ugly, to be fair, but they gave me the shape that I wanted, and then I just put a nice sort of table thing underneath it to look like it was being propped up onto like a stage sort of situation. I didn't really know how else to get it up there, and my flu brain wasn't really working properly at the beginning of the week, so I could probably find a better way of doing it now, but at the time this was all I could really come up with. And you know, I do end up covering it over with these like fishing net things, and I think it covers it up quite well. So it didn't actually take me that long to do this one. I think it only took me a couple of hours, so I did slow the video down quite a lot, or should I say I didn't speed it up quite as much as I normally do, so hopefully you can actually see what I'm doing a little bit better in this, even though it is still quite a short video. But you know, I'm pretty pleased with it, and I think that you can see a lot better than what you normally can, since I'm normally just like speeding on through the whole thing. But yeah, I recently changed over to Gshade after the whole update broke Reshade for some reason, and this is Dove version 2, I think, the latest one, which I think was out last year, with Gshade. I've toggled a couple of the settings off just to make it a little bit more lightweight for building, since my game, it doesn't really struggle too bad, especially lately it's been a lot better, but originally with this preset it used to struggle with Reshade like quite a lot, so I did get in the habit of taking off quite a lot of the options. So when I did download Gshade and put the Dove preset in, I did just automatically just like toggle half of the settings off, just to try and make it a little bit lightweight. But in the screenshots at the end is with all of the settings on, and I think it looks really nice. It did unfortunately delete my other preset that I had made because I was silly and didn't back it up. So the one that I made myself is gone forever, so I'm gonna have to redo that one. But it wasn't, you know, it wasn't a really big one. It literally just put the saturation up a little bit, made it a little bit brighter, because that's just how I like to play the game. I like it to be really bright and colourful, so hopefully I'll be able to get that one done. But yeah, that one mainly is just for like playing the game, not really for building or taking pictures or anything, although I do actually quite like building in it because it was should I say, because I don't have it anymore, but it was quite lightweight, so it didn't slow my game down too much. But this one, when I try and do camera angles and things, it did kind of slow it down just a little bit. You might have seen it right in like the intro shot, it kind of jumps just slightly, which is not a big deal, but it bothers me. But anyway, so I wasn't really sure what to do once I'd gotten to this part, because that was all I had really planned. And I thought it would look quite nice with some of these jungle adventure plants kind of hanging off of it, just to make it look like it had been here for a little while, and maybe it was a boat at some point that, or a ship at some point that had been decommissioned and turned into this bar area. I thought that was quite a nice idea. And yeah, I thought if it's been here for a while, it's probably going to be covered in plants. And then I put some palm trees over the back and used quite a lot of these plants from Island Living, which I really like. So hopefully you like it, hopefully it makes sense. We go into the inside in a little bit after I've done the landscaping. I didn't really want to do too much to it because I think I said it in the last video, the last video that I did a voiceover in, because the one that I put up last week I couldn't speak so I didn't do a voiceover in that video, but the last video I did a voiceover on, I think I mentioned that I wanted to try and like scale back a little bit, especially with my landscaping, because I didn't want the edges of the lot to be so harsh like they usually are in my builds, because I tend to take up the entire lot space instead of just, you know, keeping the actual building the same size and then just moving the lot to a bigger lot so that it doesn't look quite so, I don't know, jam-packed in. So I wanted it to be a little bit more minimal on the outside, but I actually really love how it turned out. I'm really pleased with this one. I didn't really want to do too much landscaping. Like I said, I wanted it to be quite minimal, but it doesn't end up being minimal. It's just, I don't know, kept quite close to the build. So I didn't want there to be like harsh edges and like lines on the edge of the lot where my terrain paint goes, because I wanted it to blend in really nicely with the rest of the world. And I think I did an okay job with this one. I kept well away from the edges of the lot, so I think I did alright. But yeah, this is on the sandbar lot in the Sulani beach kind of area. I think there was originally a bar here before. I don't know, I deleted everything in this save file. But yeah, I think there was a bar here before, so it made sense to build it on this lot. Most of the other ones I think I've built like rental lots or houses on, so I don't actually have that many community lots in any of these worlds. So I definitely want to try it and build some more, even if they do end up quite small. But you know, like I said earlier, I quite like the small kind of look to builds anyway. So these tables are from the spooky stuff pack, I think that's what it's called. They looked appropriate for like a piratey kind of build to me. And there are two electronics that are required on a bar lot, which is the TV and a stereo, but if you just use one of the tables from the TV category, for some reason that counts as a TV. So I just put the chest in, which I thought, well, that kind of looks a little bit piratey. But I don't actually need like a full TV. Obviously you could add one if you wanted one, but I didn't really think it was appropriate. I didn't want my Sims to come all the way to a bar to meet Sims and then spend the entire time watching TV. They can do that at home. But I did need a stereo, so I put a little one above the window with the like chairs and tables in, and I thought, well, that seems appropriate to me because they can go and do dancing and whatever, and they're not going to be completely preoccupied by it. As for the activities that I've put in here, I have a dartboard, and I was going to put a chess table, and then I thought maybe I don't make the llama table, but the one that I've used, I'm pretty sure you can do lots of different games on, like it's not exclusive to chess or whatever. I think you can play lots of different games on it. I've not actually played with it, so I'm not really sure. And I've also put is it like a foosball table or something? I've never actually played one of those things before, but I think that's what it is. And I was trying to stay away from like the electronics mainly, and I thought that they were the most appropriate. I probably didn't need to add quite as many tables and chairs, but I wanted there to be somewhere that your Sims could sit down, but you could also turn it into like a little restaurant if you wanted to. There's probably enough space that you could put like a little kitchen in where the bar is. And then upstairs there is a very small bathroom. I realized that I didn't really have anywhere for one to go, so I thought upstairs was like, it made the most sense to put it up there, but because it's such a tiny space, there's literally like 2 toilet cubicles and a sink and that's it. So it's not really the most interesting thing to look at, but I think it looks pretty cool. And the last thing that I do is add a couple of like decoration-y bits. There wasn't really much that I could find that was particularly piratey themed, so I ended up just going with like a tropical kind of nautical beach theme, which I do like. Like I said, I'm really proud of this one, and I really hope you like it too. So I have uploaded it to the gallery already, so it is already up there if you would like to download it. I will put the tray files on Tumblr like I normally do. And yeah, let me know what you think, and I will see you all in my next build. So enjoy some music until the end, and then the screenshots. Bye everyone.